Welcome to the Hassle of Hair YouTube edition. Today, episode 62, guest Francisco Kiko Gonzalez, BJJ black belt, and co-founder of the BJJ Open Mat on Sundays, Koffee Krew. Thank you for listening, guys. Before we let you go and you're going to listen to this episode, go support those that support us. La Gloria Panaderia. Go to La Gloria Panaderia 1978 on Instagram and order some pan today. My favorite is Tres Leches. And our new sponsor, Ruff Ryders BBQ. Go give them a follow on Instagram. Support them, guys. And before you listen to this episode, subscribe, like, turn on those notifications, and always have a great rest of your week. Subscribe, guys, please. Please. I sounded so desperate. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. I love you guys. Enjoy this episode with Kiko. And enjoy this. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. I'm an idiot. Peace. There we go. All right.
That looks so
That's
weak.
my clapper. All right. Welcome back to the Hassle of Hair, episode 62. We got Francisco Kiko Gonzalez, the co-founder of Koffee Krew, started in 2011. And they're from Gilroy BJJ.
Yeah, well, actually, a bunch of us are from different schools.
Yeah.
So Gilroy, a big group is part of Gilroy.
Okay.
But I train at Kaios. A few other guys train at Kaios. Guys from Smash, Triune. So it's actually a group of people that train at different gyms, and we're all friends. So we get together on Sundays and train, and open up the doors basically to whoever wants to train.
Yeah. All right. The reason why I love it so much. The Koffee Krew, you guys' ideas, because I started realizing during COVID when it first happened that martial arts was kind of weird. Especially, I don't want to hate on the Muay Thai community, but going to different gyms and training was it wasn't the same as BJJ. Mm-hmm. Like you don't see that many small. Like BJJ has a bunch of small gyms everywhere, mm-hmm. right? And Muay Thai, you don't see that. You don't see a lot of Muay Thai gyms everywhere. And it didn't have that same feel as BJJ, right? I'm trying to explain this in the best way I can. Martial arts, there's a lot of clickiness.
Yes.
A lot of clickiness. There you go. And your hashtag, no dojo tripping.
No dojo tripping.
Yeah. And I started realizing that during COVID. I don't know why. Just I started thinking about it. And your guys' feel is awesome, right? I've met another martial artist, John Herney, we talked about before, who started the Resistance training, Park in the Training, and it's the same thing. People from all over. Like I've seen people from LA, some people from up north. Like it's just people from all over getting together and just training. No animosity, nothing whatsoever. It's just having a good time. And Val, there's people in the back of the camera right now. Val was talking about how it's just a good group of friends just getting together and talking shit to each other and just having a good time. And that's what I love about the Koffee Krew.
Yeah, I mean, we get together and have a good time. We're training. You can train as hard as you want.
Yeah.
You want to chill and do drilling, that's fine. Most people don't. Everybody wants to get in on the action and spar, and practice your game. But a lot of times, people from different schools, like I said, you're doing something like, try doing this a little bit different. So it's not just, okay, we're just going to spar and beat the crap out of each other and then go home and that was a great time. People are actually learning, right? It's like, we're not sitting here, I'm from this school and you're from that school, so I'm not going to teach you anything. Instead, we're, giving ideas, swapping different techniques, this and that, and trying to make everybody better no matter what school you're from. It doesn't matter, right? If everybody's doing better, we're all going to get better together. It doesn't matter as a whole.
Yeah. Where did the coffee come in at the end, like after training and stuff?
Well, that's pretty funny because actually when Koffee Krew started, we were at Claudio's in San Jose, and it was me, Ben, Fernando, Matt Berman, and I think Armando from Gilroy was there. It was like 3 or 4 guys, 5 guys at the most for a couple of years. And so we'd get coffee. right? But we would go get coffee and everybody would take off because we started doing it early. I had to go to church and we got, most of us have families, got things to do.
Yeah.
So we'd grab a cup of coffee. All right, see you guys later, and take off. And one day Matt Berman came with us. We're like, hey, we're going to go grab coffee. All right, bam, we grab coffee and we're leaving. He's like, what are you guys doing? He was like, we got coffee. And he's like, man, you guys really do just get coffee. You get coffee and you leave. So that's actually when we started chill. Like, oh, let's just chill then. So we started kicking it at the coffee shop, and started having coffee. And then slowly it just started getting bigger from there. It's like, okay, let's get coffee now. Actually, some of the open mats, we've had Tono Coffee. I think he's over in Palo Alto now. But he brings his little setup, little pop-up, and he brews coffee right there. He'll grind the beans and does lattes, and I just drink regular coffee, so I'm not up on the other fancy drinks. But he hooks it up, Americanos and all that stuff. So we've had that at some of the open mats, like the bigger open mats, where he comes out and he's actually brewing coffee in the gym. And
That's
you
crazy.
can just, donate.
When you guys first started doing this, did you think that it was going to turn into this big thing that it is right now?
No.
That you guys have people making coffee for you. I seen you guys had a food. Did you have a food truck one time?
No.
You guys had people make food and stuff.
No, we've had like barbecues and things like that, but
Yeah.
never had a food truck. We were planning on doing something. We were going to have a food truck and things like that, but that never came through.
Yeah.
We're actually planning before COVID, or it was supposed to be in May. We were going to have a big open mat, and we're going to have a live DJ there, and just doing the thing. It was set up. Yeah. It was like set up, and then COVID hit, and it was like we had to put that on the back burner.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're trying to do stuff that's a little different. I mean, an idea that we had was trying to get a live band, trying to get out there and do it, but band don't want to play. So
it's crazy because I mean, I love martial arts, right? I'm not a black belt. I'm not an expert in Muay Thai. I try to do everything, right? But looking back at martial arts the years before, was there anything like this? Was there anything like my buddy, the Resistance Crew, where everybody got together? How was it when you first started training? Was there groups like
So
you guys?
when I first started training, I haven't been training, well, I guess I've been training for like 10 years. I was thinking about it last night because actually my wife got me training. So I got married like in 90, I was married in 98. Yeah. And then for our 10-year anniversary, she signed me up at Frank Shamrock's. So I've been training since basically 2008, where it was like 12 years. I got into jiu-jitsu like 2 years after, so maybe like 2009, 2010. So around that time, I had gone to other gyms, but I had not come across anything like what Koffee Krew's doing.
Yeah.
Not to say it hasn't been out there, I never came across it.
Yeah.
I mean, One World does something similar, but they stay at one gym, right? They're at I think in Newark or Union City, and they have it's a really good open mat. They have all the young dudes there.
And everybody's welcome?
On Sunday nights, everybody's welcome there.
That's freaking awesome.
They were doing it.
So they don't go to different gyms. They just stay at their gym, and people are welcome to come to theirs.
So everybody's welcome to go there, and it's a great open mat. The different thing that we're doing is we were doing it at one spot, and it was like, well, let's go to somebody else's gym so we can go to their students. Not everybody comes to San Jose. At the time, we're in San Jose.
Yeah.
So, or, if we're in Gilroy, wherever we're at, not everybody was going to that specific gym, right? Or they're near it. But if we're going to Los Baños, right? Anybody from Los Baños can go, or in the area, right? Not too many people from Los Baños are driving down to San Jose to go to an open mat on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So where's the farthest gym that you guys went to?
What's that?
To train, what's the farthest one you guys have gone to?
Well,
Los Baños?
no. We went to, was it Sacramento? Stockton? Yeah.
Damn.
We went. The first one we did actually, it was like a little bit of a seminar. It was a seminar. It was at Synergy up in, I think it's in Rockland. It's either Lincoln or Rockland. Yeah. It's Rockland, right?
That's the first one you guys.
That's the first one we did.
Traveled.
That we traveled to.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But you guys were doing the Koffee Krew. They were doing the Koffee Krew.
We were already doing it before that. Yeah.
Before that.
Yeah.
So before we get into the Koffee Krew, I did want to ask you, how did you, and you kind of touched it on it already. Like, how old were you, and how did you find martial arts?
So obviously, I mean, growing up, I always played karate. Right? I didn't do karate. I played karate, bro. Yeah. So I
Jumping
have,
off the.
I have five brothers. Okay, got 5 brothers and 2 sisters. So watching wrestling, and kung fu movies, play karate. And then my dad was a boxing fan, so we watched a lot of boxing. So always into it, but I never did martial arts.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, it was somewhere 2008 or so. My wife, I stopped. I used to drink a lot, so I stopped drinking, and I was kind of just watching boxing. And just sitting there in front of the TV, yelling at the TV because I get boxing. One of the things brings some passion out of me. So I'm dodging jabs and I stand up between rounds because I'm tired. I'm all stressed out. You know what I mean? So she was like, "Why don't you do something, right? Why don't you go train or something, right?" And I'm like,
"How old were you at the time?"
I want to say 33.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
somewhere around there.
Okay.
So then that's actually, she signed me up. We're supposed to sign my daughter up at Frank Shamrock's in San Jose. But then, so as a surprise, they signed me up.
That's awesome.
But basically, because I was gaining weight, she wanted me to lose some weight.
Yeah.
So that's how I actually got involved with.
Was it the Lions Den or
No. It was the Lions Den was Ken Shamrock.
Okay. And
So I was at Frank's over in San Jose.
Dang, you started late.
Yeah, well,
Not
real late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That gives me hope when trying to get my black belt.
No, it says, like I say, you just got to be consistent and keep going, right? That's all it is. I mean,
Jesse's like a 5-year blue belt, so I mean, he still has time to do it.
yeah.
So you get there to Frank Shamrock's, and you were just doing MMA stuff, or
It was MMA.
Yeah.
It was all MMA, and then they had boxing too. So we did the MMA, and then I would stay after and do the boxing class also. And that's I met Clint Coronel. He's in San Jose doing some boxing there, and I kind of just you vibe with the coach and like, okay, I like this coach, so I stayed boxing with him more than anything.
Yeah.
And then eventually they moved locations and shut down, and so then I was basically left without a gym. I actually had an affiliate gym. I went there and I kind of didn't like it.
Yeah.
So then I decided I will do something else. And then Ben, who I grew up with, he was already doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And so one day we were training in the garage and he smashed me. And he's like, dude, where are you doing your ground game at? And I was like, oh, I train over here. He's like, your ground game is garbage. Right? So I'm like, and so I've known him since he was like 10. So I'm like, oh, hell no. Yeah. So then... He still is, right? But I'm trying.
He got people on the side talking shit about him.
But so that's how I started training jiu-jitsu with him. And I actually spent a year in the garage after Frank Shamrock's. I was like, in a year we're just staying in the garage, and we go to like Salinas and different gyms and people that he knew. And then about after a year being in my garage, we had like 4 or 5 guys. It was like, okay, it's time to start training with more people. I can't just stay in my garage, right? So that's when I ended up signing up at it was actually an affiliate of Claudio's at the time. So then that's how I got into the Claudio Franza gym.
And you just stuck with BJJ for the rest?
Yeah. After that was just, we did some sparring and stuff, did a little bit of stand-up, but mostly just jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. And how long did it, from 33, how long did it take you to get to black belt?
Shit.
Not that I want to age you or anything.
I'm 44. I'll be 44 this month.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm on my 3rd year. This will be my 3rd year as a black belt. So do the math.
That's freaking awesome.
It's like 8 years, I think. No,
it's awesome because how many people do you know that started when they're in their 30s? A lot that got their black belt. I
don't know. Like Fernando. Well, no, Fernando was only 35. He already had it, so he started when he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really trip off it, to tell you the truth. Yeah. I don't think about it, right?
I'm not saying. I'm not sorry.
Did you think when you started that you were gonna get a black belt? Like, were you working towards those, or did you think
when I first started doing jiu-jitsu, it was like that's what I wanted was my black belt.
Your black belt.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like I want my black belt, right? And that was as a white belt. But I've told a few people this before. It's like I was training a lot. I was training twice a day sometimes and trying to work out, and I was all in. Yeah. But then like blue belt, I was like, yeah, I still want my black belt. Purple belt, I was like, oh man, I don't know. Brown belt, like, no, I don't want it. I'm cool. It's like, yes, I'll chill. I even told one of the instructors actually when they called me up, like, hey, what do you think about getting your black belt? I was like, hey, I'll take another year at Brown. I'm good. Like, I'm not worried about it. It's just hold me back if you want.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, you're good. And they promoted me. But
that's awesome.
But it was just in the beginning, that's all I wanted. Towards later on, I was like, I can wait. That's like the water's deep.
Like I'm not saying like to brag about it or anything, but I'm just saying it gives me hope. It's inspiring because it gives me hope. Like I want to get back into it. Kiko did it when he started when he was 33.
Yeah.
Like I'm 30, so that gives me hope.
Relax, you just turned 30. Simmer down.
But there's other guys out there that probably are white belts. Or I seen Mark today at Koffee Krew. He was a little older, and that it was awesome seeing him there, like to just training martial arts.
I didn't see which guy was Mark.
Mark's this.
Oh, Big Jake's dad? Little Jake?
Yeah.
His dad. Okay.
Yeah, his dad. And he was an older guy that was there, and I feel like your story kind of just by you telling that little part of it, it kind of just it should inspire other like dads or your dad too, right?
Yeah, I'm a grandpa.
Oh damn!
Yeah, grandbaby.
So it's awesome, man.
Grandpas.
And what were you doing for a living at that time?
Yeah, I worked at a concrete company.
Concrete?
So I was pouring concrete at that time.
So right after you would go train at
Yeah.
Claudio Francis,
Yeah.
and you were training 2 times a day.
Well, at that point, I was working in the office and in the field. So
Yeah.
the days I was able to work in the office, I can get away and then train twice a day. So I'd go noon or early in the morning, and then in the evening.
So you were obsessed right away.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got bit.
We just started watching the show called
What?
Queen's Gambit. It just came out on
Netflix.
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 And it's about this girl that she's all into chess. Like she's all in. She doesn't want to be in school. She doesn't want to do anything else but chess. When she goes to sleep, she at a young age she started taking tranquilizer pills, which is crazy. And she would look up at the ceiling and she would like see the chess pieces moving. And just visualize it, and then she was hooked, and that's how I picture you at the concrete place.
Yeah, I didn't take the pills, but I didn't take them. Yeah, I mean, it's an outlet though. It's an outlet. I worked all day, right? I'm stressed out at work or whatever. You got things in life going on or whatever and stuff like that. Going to jiu-jitsu was something where it's like I don't have to think about anything else. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't be thinking about anything else. Somebody's trying to choke you, you have to defend it, right? Or you're gonna get choked out. So that's what I try to explain to people when they ask, "Oh man, aren't you tired?" It's like, yeah, I'm tired because I work in Fairfield a lot, so I drive to San Jose from San Jose to Fairfield.
Yeah,
it's about an hour and something drive. So that drive back home, a lot of times, about an hour and a half, and I don't feel like training, right?
Yeah.
I'm tired just from the drive. And then now I work in the office, so I'm just kind of sitting around all day too. So driving back home, I'm tired. And if I was to go to a gym, to a regular, weightlifting gym, I'm not motivated to do that.
yeah.
But by
That's
going
boring.
to jiu-jitsu and then, I see my friends there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to choke me, they're going to beat me up, and they're going to talk shit. So I got to defend myself one way or the other, whether I'm tired or not. And that kind of helps me. Once I get there when I'm tired, you're tired, I'm drowsy, whatever. Once you start training, that goes away.
And then when you leave any martial arts, right? You leave and you're done training. You're worn out. Your body's all worn out, and but you still feel like a runner's high.
Yeah, no.
Right?
Today was one of those days, man. I was beat.
Yeah.
It was hot.
Yeah, Scott puts his up to like 95.
It was
like
hot in there,
120.
man. It was hot.
Yeah. No, but it's just that's the thing that people don't understand. My wife even still doesn't understand is that I tell her all the time. I was like, she's tired. She's not motivated to do anything. I was like, go for a run, go do something, go be active, right? And she's looking at me all crazy right now. But like, I'll go train in any. So I started the podcast before. I want to go run. I want to go do something before I interview or anything because it gets me out of my funk. Mm-hmm. The times in our marriage when I was like not training was probably the worst times in our marriage. You know what I mean? Like she could
So train.
Yeah.
But see, like I hate running.
Yeah.
I can't stand running. Like I won't go run. The only times I ran was because I'm gonna do a competition or something.
Yeah.
Then I'll run out. Okay, I got to do it, right? But if I just get home and I'm like, I'm gonna go work out, I'm not motivated to do that necessarily.
Yeah.
Like jiu-jitsu is my workout basically. And then if I'm getting my ass handed to me in jiu-jitsu, then I need to work out. Yeah. And then I'm motivated to work out. Right? Yeah. But just on its own, I'm not motivated to work out.
How many times did you compete?
I didn't compete that much. I competed more like at white, blue, a little bit at purple, brown only once, and I haven't competed at black yet.
Yeah.
So
See, I was thinking about this too, with Muay Thai. In Jiu-Jitsu, you see a lot of people that just train. There's no feel to compete.
well, you can compete a lot in jiu-jitsu if you want to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be willing to travel too. Like for the big tournaments, you have to travel. San Jose has I think
US
more tournaments.
Open.
Yeah, they have the U.S.
Yeah.
Open, the
American Cup.
the All Stars, and the American Cup, and all that. Or Santa Cruz has them, so it's close by. But like the bigger tournaments, you want to go IBJJF, you have to travel. Besides the one that comes to San Jose,
Yeah.
you have to travel. So I don't have money. At that time, especially, I didn't have money to travel. So I just trained and did local tournaments.
But you see a bunch of badasses that are scary individuals on the mat that don't even compete.
So Fernando, one of the guys that comes to Coffee Krew, is one of the guys that started Coffee Krew with me. I mean, I see him tearing shit up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, he tears it up. His technique's on point. He's super good. He's not better than me, but he's really, really good, right? But
I was like, wait, what?
no, but he's really good, and I see him, training with competitors like that are. He's I think 35 or so, and he has a full-time job. He's busy, and so when you see him training with these guys that are competitors, that's their focus. That's what they do, and he does well against them. The only problem is that the cardio's not there.
Yeah.
So after a certain point, okay, the cardio takes over, but you can tell that his technique is there. It's not that he's not good. He's really good.
Yeah.
Right. He doesn't compete, so people aren't going to see him. They're not going to recognize him as much.
Yeah.
Right. But when you see him compete, when you see him training, it's like, oh, this dude's good. Right. I've heard other people in the room when they go to coffee go, who's that dude over there? He's pretty good. I'm like, I know. I know, man.
Yeah.
Do your kids or your wife, or do any of them, have they tried it or trained or anything with
They
you?
did a little bit. My wife tried it. Actually, both my daughters tried it. My wife didn't like it because my ears got jacked up, and she's like, she doesn't want that to happen to her.
Ears are blasted.
So she didn't like it. My older daughter tried it, and she didn't really like it too much. She's not into the whole sweating.
Yeah.
I tried it once, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not doing it anymore.
My younger daughter liked it. She liked what she was doing cheer at the same time, and then she fractured her ankle in cheer. And so that kind of stopped a lot of stuff for her. So but she liked it. She liked doing she likes hitting mitts. She likes all that stuff. So I'm trying to get her to get back into it.
She can be like a Frank Mir's daughter.
She's like,
have you seen Frank Mir's daughter?
No.
Oh, she's a beast.
Yeah.
She just fought and had her first pro fight.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, so you got your black belt. When did you start Coffee Krew? When you were a brown belt?
No, we're like, I would say blue belt.
You're a blue belt?
I think so.
Oh,
I think
damn.
there's a picture out there. I think we're a blue belt.
Well,
I was a blue belt.
you said it started in 2011, right? The Coffee Krew.
2011, yeah.
2011. So okay.
So what is?
But you started. So you.
But the thing is, it wasn't even called Coffee Krew yet.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It was just called Sunday Open Mat because we're creative, right? So it's just Sunday Open Mat. And actually, the whole story about getting a name, right? The naming it something was because of Gilroy had was it Dark Side training, right? Remember Dark Side?
Yeah, Arthur would come to Scott's Scott's talking about Dark Side, and I was just a white belt, and I didn't understand. Like I was like, Dark Side, what? That's like, yeah.
So there was I don't even know when it was. I don't know how long ago it was. There was a point where it was like we were talking because Art's a good friend. We were talking smack to each other all the time.
Yeah.
Start throwing memes at each other, and we were saying we were going to come over the guys from Sunday Open Mat. We're going to come over to Gilroy and we're going to smash the guys from Gilroy.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're just, a friendly competition, right? And we started talking smack to each other. And he tells me, you guys got to come up with a name. You guys can't be called Sunday Open Mat. You guys, we're Dark Side and this and that. So Jolie, one of the girls that she recently moved to Arizona a couple years ago, she's the one that came up with the name Coffee Krew. So she started calling us like, well, I already call you guys Coffee Krew. Like, okay, we're Coffee Krew then. So then that's how it started.
I thought
It kind of worked out though.
Process of we got to come up with a name. We got to think of this. Let's jot down. I thought it was all planned. You guys had a meeting or something. No. It was just yeah.
Everything has come together on its own. It's like I didn't plan anything. The only thing I did was like, hey, we're gonna train at these times, guys, and we're gonna get together on Sunday morning. All right, feel free to come through. I handle the playlist, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right, but the name, Jolie came up with it. all the guys that get together and everything. That's just everybody's invited to come through. So the guys that want to train are going to come. But so then, because Scott Savage was, his last name was the Savage, we call them the Savages.
Yeah.
So we all got together. It was, at that time, it was all the Coalition 95 affiliates, right? So you had the guys from San Jose, which Koffee Krew, the Dark Side guys, in Gilroy, Savages, and then you had some guys from Santa Cruz came through, from Claudio's at Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
And we all got together in Gilroy, and we all trained that day, right? Talking tons of smack to each other, but then it was just a great, fun time, and everybody loved it. It was great, right? But that's how we ended up calling, like the name ended up sticking after that point.
That's awesome.
Is there still a dark side? Do they still?
They get together on Wednesdays and at night in the dark.
It was the reason. It was cool for me because I dealt with like social anxiety, and I always wanted to be a part of like a group. I was like, man, I need to find a group. There's not that many martial artists out here. And then Scott invited us to your guys' thing. I think Tony. Tony's actually, because once I started hanging out with Tony, that's when I started like meeting people. That's when I started talking to people. And he's all, dude, there's this thing that they do in Gilroy. It's called Koffee Krew. Let's all head over there. So Tony's the one that got me out there first. And I was like, man, these guys are all a bunch of knuckleheads that are friends. I was like, they're like me, you know what I mean? Like they're awesome. So it's just someone like me who never really was social, seeing that people like just like me are hanging out was kind of cool. Yeah. Got me out of my box.
I'm not social at all.
Yeah.
Like being in jiu-jitsu has made me a little bit more social, but like outside of jiu-jitsu, I'm not social. Like if I go into a room where there's tons of people, I'm not going to sit there and start chit-chatting with everybody. I kind of just go off to my own little corner and chill out and people watch. Yeah. But I'm not a social person at all. But
is that how you wrecked the Prius? Going to Koffee Krew?
Oh, no. That was Kimono-less Cartel. That was Josh's thing.
So 1G Dojo, man.
1G Dojo. Dude, so he has this, so Josh is a purple belt, right?
Yes.
He's a purple belt that lives in New York, and he does this 1G Dojo, right? And go find it on Instagram. No, but so he started the Kimono-less Cartel, and he had it at night, and I was working long nights, and I saw that he had it on Sundays, and I was already tired on Sunday mornings for Koffee Krew. I was like, oh, nights? That's perfect. And so I was driving over the hill, and I'm excited to go train. I was like, I haven't been training in a while, and I'm going up the hill. Right when that little fork where it goes Hollister, San Jose, or Gilroy, I hit that corner, and I was looking to see
directions on his phone.
Directions? Was it directions?
Directions, I think.
Yeah, directions how to get there, because I still wasn't familiar with Gilroy BJJ. Driving by myself, because usually someone took me. I'm looking down at my phone. I look up. Boom! Dead stop. This lady was in front of me. I hit her, and her car barely got a dent. My whole car was wrecked. Damn. And still drivable because I was like, I still got to go.
It?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even bother going home. He just went to go train.
Yeah, I was like,
you're closer already, right?
Yeah, I'm already there. And then I was like, Josh and Diego was there, Andy was there. I was like, you guys don't even know how much it took me to get here right now. Which is like, so he started the Kimono-less Cartel. And slowly, I feel like I got you on the podcast when you guys are like slowly getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like it's just like he's starting 1G, Diego's starting to adapt. Like look at the people that you guys have. Like it's just insane, right?
Yeah, it's just a group of friends, right? Everybody's just doing their thing, right? And supporting each other. Like nobody's hating. Yeah. Right? Nobody's hating on each other.
No dojo tripping.
Yeah, exactly.
No, going back to saying that you weren't social. I think that's why I get along with Diego so much. It's funny because I first started reaching out to him when I saw him at the thing they call PKBs for Muay Thai, and he was there, and I was like, oh, I know that guy from Jiu-Jitsu. What the fuck's he doing at this Muay Thai place? And we're both awkward. Like I'm awkward and he's awkward. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I could kick it with this dude. And
let's be awkward together.
Yeah, which is like that's why I love going over hanging out, like going to the Koffee Krew, right? But so what's next?
I mean, right now we have a few things planned. We're working on going down to Temecula area and we're going to have Adam Piccolotti over there and do a seminar.
Yeah.
So that's one of the bigger things we're working on right now, trying to put that together. So it'll be an open mat. Because one of the things we do like to do is try to do seminars, and we'll have somebody come out. We had Johnny Tama come out a few months back. Was that December or something? The last I think it was the San Jose Open. So whenever that was last year. So with the whole COVID thing, obviously, it's kind of a lot of things have been getting canceled, and so we're trying to see where, first of all, where the COVID thing is going to go, right?
Yeah.
And then hopefully we're planning the one in Temecula for sure. After that, if we can get some more seminars, usually we'll try to just get some of that, pull money together, get somebody from out of the area, and just, we all get together and train again, right? And learn something new, something different, and start trying to play a different game, or just incorporate that into whatever, the defending it or whatever.
Yeah. So
right now there's not much, like besides the Temecula thing, there's not much planned yet. I still want to do the whole live DJ thing. I was looking forward to that one. That one would be dope.
How did COVID affect you guys, though?
Well, I mean, we shut down for like 2 weeks, right? And then after that, we started doing some underground training stuff in undisclosed locations.
So Fight Club. Fight Club.
But the gyms that were planning to have us, they're like, oh, we gotta keep it cool right now because the counties are out and we're not open. So the gyms that we're planning on going to, we're not going there right now.
Some people were getting fined, huh?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
So I know in San Jose, I don't know if it was the health department or their little COVID task force was going from gym to gym. Actually, they had something like it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they hit up the gyms. They went to the gyms. I know a lot of the gyms in San Jose got hit up at least and got their formal warning right before the fine. So a lot of people that were doing underground training had to shut down, like for rails. So
it's crazy because Los Baños they've never had like people going.
Yeah, they're tripping to Santa Clara, man.
Yeah.
So they're tripping.
Like my coach has been open.
When they should be though, because like the people that aren't training, that look forward to training, that's your outlet, that's your form of exercise. Like I was working way more hours, right? Just because I'm not going to go train, or I go home, I sit around. The gyms aren't open. Can't go to the park, right? I can't go to the park and play on the monkey bars, because sometimes I'll go to the park and I'll work out a little bit and get down there, do pull-ups or whatever. But you can't, they're all fenced off down there.
Yeah.
So what do? You just sit at home and DoorDash some food, right? Because everything's closed. It's just ridiculous.
And then the kids too that were training at the gyms.
Yeah.
I noticed because kids started slowly trickling back into the gym in strike, and Los Baños, some of them were like depressed, overweight. Kid gained 40 pounds.
I gained like 25.
Me too.
I can't lose them. Yeah. No, the kids aren't doing anything. There's no programs for them to go anywhere and do anything, to play. Parents have to work, some of them, or some parents, I know that the mom is staying home and the dad has to go to work now, and that's less income, so the dad has to work more now. Like, there's different situations going on. There's no outlet. So, in my opinion, people that want to be safe and not train, then don't train. But let the other people that want to train go train. If the kids want to train, let them train. You know what I mean? They need something to do. They can't sit inside their house all day long.
Yeah.
So, it's not going to be healthy either way. You protect them from COVID, but they're not going to be healthy.
For some people, it's a mental it's a mental health, you go there for mental health, right? You go there to train. I met a bunch of people that do it just to get their mind off of stuff. And then I started, even adults that come into the gym, you just notice that they're not all there. Like when COVID happened, like they're coming back in. Like you could tell they've been in their house for like 3 months straight. Yeah. And you know what I mean? Like it's not good, man. It's just, I don't know, man. It just sucks.
Like I said, it helps me for sure. I stress out on work or this and that, whatever. I'm working on the house. I'm pretty busy. Yeah. But I have my schedule set. So when I'm going to go train, I go train these hours and I get my little mental break at that point. Yeah. Right, and I get some exercise.
You know what's funny is that when they started making all the gyms close down, then the UFC was going on at the same time, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how are these fighters training, Like,
Well, that's
like,
the thing.
Like people don't understand. Like there's still training, there's still fight. Like there's still gyms still open, but no one's saying they're open, right? Like so it's just might as well just say fuck it, we're open. Like I don't know.
I mean, you got pro athletes, right? There's
Yeah.
pro athletes. Basketball's going. I mean, they're obviously going to be training or practicing.
Yeah.
Right. Football, they're practicing.
But then they have the money to get tested, right?
It doesn't matter though. If you get
Gyms
tested, it could be a false positive or a false negative.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
It's like there's all kinds of little loopholes. I guess you want to call whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just there's people that don't have symptoms and all this other stuff. Okay, and say they go out and they spread it out on their team.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a problem. And I'm not a doctor by any means, but it's still
They want
you're letting them do it. They got the money. We'll let other people do it, and we'll risk it.
so the Muay Thai Open, they want us to test in California and then test in Arizona. Like the same day. Or something like that. They want us to test when we're here and then when we
you're
go
leaving?
yeah, when we're leaving
Yeah.
and then when you go
when you
go
get
to
here.
get there. It's like 2 tests.
So how long does it take to get the results back?
I don't know. But they're
I think they give it back to you right away if it's a positive, like if something's wrong.
so like that's why I kind of just said the second time that they canceled it, I said I'm not doing it. Because it was just like they've canceled it like 3 or 4 times.
And you have to pay for your own test?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, fighting you have to pay for your own physical. You have to pay for you have to
Like you're
pay
on
for
your own.
yeah, you have to pay
Wow.
for all that stuff. So it's just like I don't know. They need to figure it out and just let us do it,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, you're the one risking it, right? It's
Yeah,
up
I'm
to
already
you.
risking like die. You could die in the ring.
Getting your
Like,
nose
you could
broken
get-
again.
BJJ, you could get. You're already risking like hurting your arm, hurting your. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh, you can get hurt quick,
Yeah, but it just sucks. My bad for bringing up COVID.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Downer.
Good job. Good job.
No, but
So what's next though?
He
You
was
guys
saying-
yeah, but you started talking about COVID. I don't want to talk about COVID.
yeah, he said that they're thinking about doing seminars and all that stuff.
Yeah, so next for sure right now is going to be having Adam Piccolotti. We're going to have an open mat down in the Temecula area.
Is this going to be within this year or like starting the new
this
year?
in December. So, and then you have a couple guys that reached out for December to have an open mat at their gym. And then I'll start looking at January. It's funny though, because like at the beginning of the year, we were booked out till I think it was October or something, right? From January, we were booked out because we try to travel like once a month, right? Only once, sometimes twice, but try
Yeah.
to keep it down to once, right? Because it's, Sunday's really a family day or a day off for most of us, for most of the people. So traveling kind of, it wears on you a little bit. So but we were booked out till like October, I want to say. And then it just, obviously it all fell through, but we're way out ahead. It's like people calling us like, oh, sorry, you got to wait till like November for us to come to your school.
And you guys,
So-
you guys had like fighters come in too, like UFC fighters. I seen Cynthia Calvillo.
Yeah, she came. She's friends with a friend of mine, Kenny, and so that he brought her through. So she's gone and trained a few times actually. It's pretty cool. She's really good at the ground game for sure.
And then we had another guest that was on. I think you guys had Anthony Doe there. Do you know the Doe brothers?
I don't know. No,
I
I've
think-
seen him actually.
yeah.
I think Kenny fought Anthony
Yeah.
at one of the amateur fights.
Okay.
So that's where I've seen him before. I don't know him personally.
Like you guys got pro fighters going there, which is
There's guys that go like Nate James has gone through there a few times. There's been different guys,
yeah.
but I mean sometimes there's been some open mats where I think some of the biggest ones we had I think were like 80 or 90 people.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's on a Sunday morning. So
That's a lot of people. That's
a
like
lot of people.
Yeah.
at the park place where they had like 60 plus.
Well, today it was full mats,
it was packed today.
But it's kind of tiny in there.
and then he started. Last time I went, you guys started doing raffles. I never seen you guys do raffles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so like we're promoting people's brands or whatever, right? Their
Yeah.
stuff. So Diego had a hat, and he was like, "Hey, let's raffle this hat off."
Yeah.
BJJ lifestyle brand. Chris Delgado had some stuff he wanted to raffle off. So, just raffling off some different things for the people.
That's cool.
You give it out, and you show up and you get something for free. The raffle doesn't cost you anything. It's like just put your name on a piece of paper and that's it.
Yeah.
So last time when we did Coyote, it was like 80 people. I think that was the last time I think we did that
God,
one,
that's
Dang.
or the one before. So But that one we had Dreamweaves donated some stuff. Copacabana Designs, they donated. There was a few B&G.
Are these all upcoming brands or are these brands that are already out there?
I think B&G's been around a little bit longer, but Dreamweaves is up and coming. You'll see them a lot on the Fight to Wins. If you notice that a lot of the fighters have their gis. So, but they're up and coming.
And then I
What
also
the hell?
I also wanted to talk about Santino, the black belt in judo, and he hopped over to BJJ. I had questions on that. So when people understand that in BJJ, you're a black belt in judo, but you could go into a tournament and be a white belt, which is hilarious because you see.
That's for the other white belts.
Like, do you think that they should try to change that? Like, or do you think
No, because some of those, I mean, maybe they should be blue belts, maybe.
Yeah.
But some of them don't really know that many submissions. They know the throws and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of them aren't up on the like the Honawaza. Right. They're not. A lot of them don't practice that.
Yeah.
I think Santino might be.
So Santino's a black belt in judo, and he competes in BJJ.
He's what is he, a blue? No, is he a blue belt or purple belt?
Purple.
Blue.
And I would always, because he's not the only one that I've seen that was a black belt in judo going in there just tearing dudes up.
But it's like when you get a wrestler, right? A D1 wrestler come in.
Same thing, right?
It's the same thing. It's even worse though because they're on the ground. Right? So they just don't want to be on their back. I mean, but I think the wrestlers do better than the judo guys almost.
Yeah.
I mean, the judo guy's gonna send you throwing or flying. I mean, but the wrestlers do well.
That is true. It's
And
the same
they come
thing.
in at white or blue.
Yeah. It's crazy
that's
when they
even worse.
Yeah,
I wrestled the guy the other night. Man, he was putting it on me. That wasn't fun.
It's funny because she's been to.
Every single one.
She still says that BJJ tournaments are like her favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the fights, other than the PKBs, like
They're cool just because of the acai. The acai is cool, right? But some of those tournaments can be boring if there's no action, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's boring. And I'm into it. Like I like them. Some of those matches, like okay, I don't want to. That match is boring. Like they're not doing it. They're stuck in 50-50. They're not doing anything.
The ones
Like
where they're
there
pulling
playing.
each other back and forth.
Yeah, see?
Those ones are boring. Yeah, those are boring. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they're starting to change that, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, some of them can be boring.
Grappling Industries is pretty cool. They have a different environment. That's pretty cool when you go there because they have the gi and they have the no gi, and you get some crazy grapplers in the no gi.
Yeah. No, it's more affordable too. I think their prices aren't as steep as some of the other ones.
You could do no gi like for the same like price of one.
It's like $125 or something.
Yeah, and you can do all of that. We seen a fight there break out in San Jose.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm over there getting a medal. I was like, yeah, with my family. All of a sudden, just a bunch of people. Like all you hear is some Brazilian
was that
guy.
at the fairgrounds or?
Yeah, the one at the fairgrounds. Yeah.
You hear like a Brazilian guy say something. Like he started cussing, huh?
I don't know.
And all of a sudden you see another guy yelling at him, and all of a sudden you like crazy like guys fighting. Like it was pretty crazy. That's the only time I've been to a BJJ fight, a BJJ match, where it's like there was a fight. You never see fights there.
There's not too many. There's always a little bit of tension.
Yeah.
Like between certain schools or certain coaches. I've seen a couple where they've got pretty heated, where it's like, oh, I think something might happen. But full fight, I haven't seen them. I've heard stories, of things breaking out, but I haven't seen any myself. So.
And it's funny because going back to how you guys are as a group, me and Tony were talking about it. How you guys will show up to all, like even if one person's competing, you guys show up to the competition in a group. Yeah. And then even if you know the guy, you don't train. I see you guys running across, going to go see Tony.
Because so like the last time Tony was competing, right? Yeah. Like everybody was there cheering him on, right? Mm-hmm. You train with the guy, you're building a relationship with the guy, right? Yeah. So you want to see him do good, no matter who he's going with. Unless, of course, it's somebody else. Like there's been times where two people that go to Koffee Krew actually compete. Right? Actually, a fight to win. There was one with Chris and Ray. Yeah. Right. And it was like, okay, well, have fun. You get after it, right? That's it. But at the other tournaments, You go out, you support the people you're training with.
Yeah.
And if there's been times where like Josh, there was somebody was competing and their coach wasn't there. And so he was like, "Hey, don't you go to Koffee Krew?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right, I got you." So he ended up coaching them,
Yeah.
right? Because his coach couldn't make it, so he coached them.
But
And
that's
cool. That's cool,
the
right? It's
environment-
like,
that's the environment you're creating. Like
Yeah.
I know you guys are humble and stuff, but the environment you guys are creating is something good for martial arts, man.
Yeah,
It's
no,
freaking
I
awesome.
think it's good. I think it's good. I mean, obviously, there's some people I don't think it's good, right? They want to keep their little thing
Yeah.
together, and they don't want no outsiders. But that's ridiculous, right? If you want to grow, you want to make things better, you want everybody to be better. Then why not just open it up to everybody?
Well, why do you think people think like that? Like I always
So
think
honestly,
about
I
that.
think
like,
it comes down to money.
It's
I
money
think a lot
thing?
of times people just they don't want to lose students, right? Certain schools don't want to lose students. They think that, oh, if I let them go train at that school, they're going to sign up over there.
Yeah.
Or, if I let other people come in, they're going to try to steal students from me.
Yeah.
You're right, and things like that. And it's just, instead of just being, hey, I have a good product, come check it out. If you like what I'm doing, stay here. If not, go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right, but it comes down to money. They want to just build as many students as they can so they can line their pockets up, which is okay. I mean, everybody's got to eat,
Yeah.
but I don't think you should try to keep people there for your own benefit.
Hey,
Wait, I have a question. Is
Yeah.
Koffee Krew only a Sunday thing, or is it like throughout the week kind of thing?
It's just a Sunday thing,
Sunday
really.
thing?
I mean, sometimes we'll go out on Saturdays, but sometimes Fridays at noon.
yeah.
But we get together when we can, but it's really
More
focused more on the
Sunday.
Sundays, yeah. Yeah, because Sunday is really a day where
Everybody's
most
free.
schools are closed.
Yeah.
No, and, if you want to train, there's not that many places to go. Like I said, One World had it in the evenings. I can never make the evenings, so mornings are perfect, right? Get up, you go train before the family's up, do your thing. By the time you get back, everybody's up, and then you can go about the rest of your day.
How long do you guys normally roll for? Is it called rolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Mostly usually about an hour and a half.
So
And then we
I was
get
gonna say
coffee.
you were gone like all day. What were you? No,
Whatever.
just
That's why
kidding.
it's 3 hours.
you'll know something's up when I don't come home sweaty. But I know it's kind of cliche to say when people talk about podcasting and Joe Rogan, you look at what he did, right? Mm-hmm. He saw a group, which was comedy, right? Mm-hmm. And he said instead of because I guess the way he talks about it is everybody was separate. Everybody dogged each other. Everybody was like all about the money. But once he started bringing everybody together and growing together, you see how successful they are. Mm-hmm. And why can't we bring that to martial arts? Why can't we? Is the money set up where we can't do it? Does that make sense? Or like how gyms are? Or do you think it's possible to just say, let's all come together, let's train together,
I mean, it's hard to say. I'm not a gym owner,
yeah.
right? So it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Me personally, I imagine when I open up a gym or if I open up a gym,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, hey, you have to stay here and you can't go anywhere. That's not gonna be me,
Yeah.
right? If you want to go train somewhere else, go ahead. If you're gonna be training here, pay your monthly membership and you're good,
Yeah.
right? Coyotes does the same thing. Like, you can train wherever you want, but if you're gonna be training here, then pay your membership and that's it, and you're good. Go do whatever you want, right? There's nothing wrong with that. You're still getting paid. If the student doesn't want to be there, then he's gone and that's it.
Yeah.
And that student should go train somewhere else, right? And at the end of the day, for me personally, I think that, so if I want you to train, I don't care where you train,
Yeah.
right? Just go train somewhere. And we can get together and train. If we're friends, we can get to go train whenever you have time, whenever I have time, whatever, right? It doesn't matter that if you're training with me only. 'Cause if your schedule doesn't allow you to train with me at my school, then you're not training,
Yeah.
right? If I'm being selfish and trying to keep you only at my school.
You're not getting better. And then
Yeah.
but you're representing my school. And
Well,
then-
exactly, right. So
Yeah.
you're not benefiting it. You're not benefiting. The only thing I would be benefiting is, I'm getting paid.
cash money.
That's it.
Yeah.
So to me, it would be like, okay, go train somewhere else, right? And you're not going to lose money. There's at least in San Jose. San Jose is huge.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of people in San Jose that if you market it right or get the right people in and make a strategy to get a specific group in there, you'll be fine.
And people like me, Tony, people that were training here in Los Baños, and the twins, the Cuates, the twins, Hondo and Rito, we always talk about it, how there's nothing here. Like, we literally had to find training partners and MMA and every martial arts. I literally had to go all. She's seen it. Like, I had to go all over, right?
Yeah.
And like, what am I supposed to do if someone holds me back? Like, none of the gyms do that here. Everybody's open-minded here. But what happens if I find what about those small towns where the gym owner doesn't let you go train, and you live in a small town, go train somewhere else, and you live in a small town, but there's no one there. You're not seeing real martial arts because it's just the small group of people that live in that small town.
Yeah, I mean, Los Baños is small, right? I mean,
Yeah.
when we were coming out here, top people were like, "I want to go to Los Baños." Like, where?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
Los
fucking
Baños,
tired of
yeah.
hearing that shit.
Like, why? Why are you guys going over there?
Yeah.
And it's hella far, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not even that far, especially from Gilroy. It's like 30 minutes, I think.
30, 45 minutes,
San Jose is like an hour and 15.
Yeah.
But you come out here and, like, you saw the mats today. It was packed, right?
Yeah.
It was like, it's a smaller room, but it was packed and it was fun, right? That's what we're coming for, right? Just have a good time, pack the mats. I mean, I'm not out here all the time, but I would imagine that that room is not packed like that all the time.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure there's students there and everything, but you didn't get the variety of color belts that were there today, right? There was, I think, five black belts today, I think.
Yeah.
So, you get and the local students get to train with somebody
The
from somewhere
sizes,
else.
the different sizes, different body mass. Like,
You even came to train.
yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
He did pay like for 1 month, and he went like 1 day out of the whole time. So I told him, "You're not gonna pay anymore if you're not gonna go."
I gotta get my times right. Like, I got the podcast, I got teaching at the gym, I got training myself at the stand-up, which is, it's time to. I think I've learned enough, not enough. Like, I'm kind of like I'm not finding it fun anymore. Muay Thai, if I say that, I just said that to whoever's listening, but I'm not finding it fun anymore. And I think I need to transition to BJJ and just spark the stand up again, which it's hard to stay.
You got to find that balance, dude.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. You got to find the schedule that works and work it all in there and just make sure you're doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least that's what I have to do. I said, on these days I'm training. On these days I do other things. On this day I have to spend time over here doing that. And that's the only way, for me, that's what works.
Yeah.
Right?
Because now, I mean, this is what I wanted. Like, when I first started talking to her about martial arts, stand-up gym, BJJ gym, a bunch of training partners, and like, now it's here. I'm 30, but now it's here, and it's cool. It's awesome. Like, we're having Eddie Abasolo, Silky Smooth's coming down to do a seminar. Like, you guys came down over here. Like, before, I mean, most of the time people are saying, Los Baños where? Like, what?
Yeah.
The bathrooms? Like, and now it's just like.
So I listened to the podcast. So I already heard you say that. Like, I don't like it when people say that. That's a good joke, bro.
Me and Tony literally talked about this. Like, when we were bigger, when Tony was like 300 pounds, like, we talked about this.
And you were there too.
But we talked about this constantly. Like, we still remember the day, like, talking about how Los Baños, like, we wish martial arts was here. And now it's fucking here. You bringing it here.
It's growing. I mean, Los Baños is growing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're driving down the street. They're building tons of houses here.
Yeah.
And it's getting bigger.
We just
right?
got a third Starbucks, so yeah.
There you go. You're coming up in life, right? I mean, we just drove by, I think, those two separate tracks of houses that are coming up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not too far from here. So that's, 100 homes or whatever. That's maybe 1,000 people. I mean, if there's 10 people per house, who knows? But so Los Baños is growing. There's going to be more gyms coming up.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a good time to be out here and start setting the vibe.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're going to get other gyms that are going to come in here and they're going to have their own way of doing things.
Yeah.
Right.
And have you pay for their own gis with their names on it.
For sure.
Like, you ever go to a gym like that, where like a karate gym where you had to buy their gi?
I've never been to a karate gym.
But
I've been to,
so
I've been to a
dumb.
jiu-jitsu gym where you have to use their gis or things like that. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was nervous doing this interview. Like having you on was like I look up to you guys. Like you, Val. Like I go to the Val. I've barely met Val, and I barely met you. I've only talked to you guys a few times, but
we rolled before though.
yeah.
We rolled before.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah.
We haven't been training, so it had to be a while.
But I look up to you guys. Like you guys are really cool guys, and you guys doing this is awesome. And so I was nervous, like when I found out you would do this. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Like, and I can't wait to see what Koffee Krew does again. And I do remember that role because I got out of your triangle.
I suck at the triangle, so there you go. Everybody gets out of the triangle.
I was like, it's crazy because people don't understand. Like, you go home, and if you do something small to a black belt, you just go home like, fuck yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Nothing for me.
But then they get you, and so you tapped me out in something else. But yeah, thanks for doing the Koffee Krew. Thanks for doing this podcast. Like, keep on inspiring people because you guys may see it as fun and like you guys are just a group of people, but you guys inspire a lot of people. I think so.
That's good to hear, man.
Yeah, especially Diego. Looking at
Keep
me.
up with the memes.
Without you guys, Diego would be nothing. He wouldn't have adaptive sessions. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, thanks for doing the podcast. Thanks for coming out, and thanks for representing Los Baños. That meme was sick. So, thank you for listening, guys. Anything you want to shout out?
You want to promote your shirt? Anybody can buy that from anywhere?
Dojo tripping. Oh, no dojo tripping. Nobody dojo tripping. You can just message Koffee Krew with a K, the Koffee Krew, on Instagram. And
The first time I ever tagged you guys, or not, I put a hashtag. Tony got pissed off at me because I put C. It's not. But yeah, the message to Koffee Krew. And yeah, see you on the mats. Love you guys.